Welcome back to the YouTube channel, everybody. If you're not too familiar who I am, I'm Chanler Twee, and today I'm going to give you my live reactions and thoughts to Game 2 of the games where the Miami Heat stole Game 2 and has now made this a series, and now where it is 1-1, tied up, 1-1. So I wrote down some thoughts of just some thoughts of Game 2. I'll just start talking about it. So Game 2 happened, and that first quarter, I was like, okay, Miami has a legitimate chance of winning this game. And then a little bit towards that end of the first quarter, I was like, oh, Denver's probably going to pull it away. And it looked like they were good in that first half, but I thought Denver was probably going to win the game. When it was halftime, I was like, oh, okay, Denver's going to win this game. I don't know about how much, because at halftime they were only up by 6 or 7 points, and because Joker was just getting on the buck, all the shots he was going to do, because I think he had a halftime, he had at least 20-ish points. So, he was doing everything. Now, some of his colleagues, mainly Jamal, he didn't have a bad game, but he didn't have a great game. He still had an okay game. Wasn't one of his best performances, that's for sure. But, it's just one of the things, because, really, I thought in that late third quarters when really Miami sort of made their run, and that's why they really won this game. Because I wrote down in some of my notes is that, let's see, is really the Denver Nuggets offense really struggled in that fourth quarter. Obviously, Jokic didn't struggle, but everybody else sort of struggled, really, because or Aaron Gordon didn't really. He had what was his stat line? So let's go over everybody's stat lines real quick. So let's see if I can get pulled up here. All right, so Gordon had 12 points. Michael Porter Jr. had 5. Jokic had 41. Jamal Murray had 18. Caldwell Pope had 6. Jeff Green had 9. Bruce Brown had 11. Christian Brown had 6. So there was some nice players playing, or that played well, so that's good, but you would have liked to seen Michael Porter Jr. play a lot better instead of giving you 5 points. Come on now. Michael Porter Jr. can play, so he needs to play better instead of shooting for 1 for 6 from the 3-point line and 2 for 8 from the field. So he's got to step it up in Game 3 if they have any chance of winning. He's got to play a lot better. Caldwell Pope's probably just got to shoot the ball just a tiny bit better. He was 1 for 4 as well. You would have liked to seen Jamal Murray be a little bit more aggressive. Like I said, he didn't really have that bad of a shooting performance. Shooting-wise, he was 7 for 15, but he was 3 of 8 from 3, which isn't great. He had 18 points, but I would have liked to see him be a bit more aggressive, and maybe it was because of Miami's defense. It was making him taking either tough shots or just not making shots. Maybe that's on Miami, but like I said, I would have liked to see more players on Denver to be a bit more aggressive and just taking it to the hoop or just finding ways to get into a rhythm. So I'm sure they'll fix that in Game 3. But really, the other reason why they lost this game is just their hustle. And Mike Malone alluded to it in his press conference. Let me get it up here on my phone. You get the quote here. Let's see if I have it on this one. Let's see. Nope, I lost it. Here we go. So really, okay. So Mike Malone was unhappy with Denver's effort in Game 2 loss to the Heat. Let's talk about, this is his quote. Let's talk about effort. This is the NBA Finals we're talking about. Effort. That's a huge conception of mine. Oh, that's a huge concern of mine. Sorry. Let me try that again. That's a huge concern of mine. And that's, to me, the really real reason, or real whatever that word. Real disappointment. Yeah, that was it. Real disappointment. He was really disappointed about his team's effort. I feel like a lot of us sort of feel the same way, even though you don't, sort of like me, I don't really notice it until he points it out. You're like, oh, I guess he's right. They don't feel like they're not showing enough effort sometimes, which I would agree if you actually like watch the game. Which I guess I didn't really notice it until he brought it up, and then when you see some of the highlights and you just actually like look back on the game, you're like, oh, he's right. They didn't give enough effort. So yeah, let's see what else did I have. This is also Denver's first loss at home since March 30th. Aaron Rod. Here's the following things that were on since, or not happened, but since March 30th when Denver lost its first home game, but since today. So on March 30th, when they lost a home game, Aaron Rodgers was still a Packer. UConn Huskies didn't win a national championship yet. Arsenal was still on top of the table for Premier League, and Miami were 40-37. So it's very interesting. That's very interesting. Also, the Denver Nuggets are 0-3 when Jokic scores 40 points. So really, he just needs to stop scoring 40 points, or they're going to lose. Let's see, what other Denver stuff? Oh, Nicole Jokic. So Jokic is 68 total points in his first two finals games. Ties for Kevin Durant for the third most in NBA history, with Allen Iverson having 71 in 2001, Michael Jordan with 69 points in 91, and obviously Kevin Durant in 2012 was 68. Now with Nicole is 68 as well. Let's see. Speaking of Nicole, with that 40-10 game, he joins a list of centers in the finals games with 40 points and 10 rebounds. He joins the list of Shaq, Kareem, and Wilt, and he's the first non-Laker to reach the mark. So congratulations, Nicole. All right, so let's see. The Denver Nuggets are 0-3 in this postseason when Nicole Jokic scored 40-plus points. He finished the game with 41 in Game 2. They are 13-1 when he scores fewer than 40 points. They lose. Their 3 losses in 40-point games are tied with the most by a player in postseason history. That's kind of crazy. That is pretty wild. So, like I said, I feel like there's just a lot of things to like talk about in this, or just talk about in Denver side. Really, so Game 3, I don't know if it's really necessarily a must win for them, but they definitely got to get out there and just show effort and show hustle and just be more show a lot more effort on the defensive side, because I feel like there was a lot of defensive misassignments and like having like players just being wide open, like Max Strus. Like that first quarter, I thought he was going to have a 30-point game, and then it happened to be Gabe Vincent, and then it was Bam Adebayo, and then for a little stretch there was Duncan Robinson, and then like Jimmy Butler got on a little stretch late in that fourth quarter. So as we're talking about the Miami Heat, let me finish up here with the Denver Nuggets, and then we'll get to the Miami Heat in just a sec. So like I said, they just got to play a lot bit better defensively if they're going to win this series at all. Because I feel like if they play with effort and they are committed to the defensive side, they could probably win the series in 6. Because I'm sure Miami will get another game. I've always thought this series would go in 6. I don't know if it does go to 7, because that'd be pretty remarkable if it does go to 7. I mean, us basketball fans will appreciate a Game 7 for a championship as always. But I think Denver really would want to finish this series, and obviously either as soon as possible. But I think realistically, they'll finish in 6. I think they'll be tied up at 2-2 going to Miami. Miami will at least win one game at home, and then Denver will win one of the games in Miami. So I think we'll go 2-2. Going back to Denver for Game 5, and then going back to Miami for Game 6. So that's my sort of my process, and how Denver's going to win the championship. So we'll see how that goes. So with Miami though, it was just, what's crazy about this game? I didn't think Miami was going to get enough, was just going to get over the hump to win this game, because I just kept thinking it's like Denver's just going to find a way to win this game, because it's like, even though Miami just kept hanging around and just not dying and just kept fighting to win this game, I was like, Denver's still going to win this game. And little behold, in that fourth quarter, they just kept. I mean, Duncan Robinson really saved. I mean, well, he didn't really save the day, but that fourth quarter though, he just went on a tear and scored 10 straight points for them. That was cool. But like I was saying, Max Strus having an awesome first quarter, and then Gabe Vincent for them playing awesome. And then you had Bam Adebayo still playing pretty solid. He didn't have that 30-point game, but he still contributed. And I mean, so let's look at everybody else's stats here for Miami. So Miami had, well, also they made a little bit of a lineup change. So they went from Caleb Martin starting to put in Kevin Love. He played about 22 minutes. He was 2 of 9 from the field, 6 points. But Jimmy Butler, we'll get to Jimmy in just a second, because I have a couple thoughts about him. He had 21 points, 7 of 19. Bam Adebayo, 8 of 14, 21 points. Gabe Vincent, 8 of 12, 23 points. Max Strus, 4 of 10, 14 points. Duncan Robinson, 10 points. Caleb Martin, 3 points. Kyle Lowry, 9 points. Dang, Kyle Lowry only scored 9 points. I thought he scored a lot more than that. I just felt like he kept making like huge plays, in which I guess when you make a huge play, it just seems when you make it like a huge three, it just seems like it's more like it's a 4-point play. Or when you make it like a layup or something, it's like 2 or not 2, but 3. He just makes sort of like big time buckets sometimes. So I'm like, oh, that's a big shot by Kyle Lowry. Just add an extra point to that. But yeah, so let's see. What did I have down for my Heat's notes here? Or let's see. I guess I covered everything because let's see. Oh yeah, here. This is all I really had for Miami. It's just that the role players, or I guess the undrafted players, stepped up once again. They didn't. Obviously, we all saw in Game 1 that Max Strus and Caleb Martin only made 1 field goal combined, and that was really bad. And that's really why they lost that game, is because him and Caleb Martin just played out, or what's the word I'm looking for? Simply just did not play well whatsoever. Really bad basketball. But not bad basketball, but just not great. But in this game, though, Max Strus came out hot. He was ready to go. He was firing off shots. Got to be confident if you're a shooter. As a former shooter myself, you just gotta let it fly. You just gotta keep thinking. You got the mindsets of, I'm gonna make the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, because you never ever want to have any doubt in your shots, for sure. So I mean, that's why Max Strus just kept shooting, and then some of the other, like Gabe Vincent. Shout out Gabe Vincent. I mean, I thought, like I said in the sort of just a moment ago, that this was going to be the Max Strus game, but in reality, it was the Gabe Vincent game for them. Gabe Vincent really like showed out for them to like win this game too, because I mean that second half was just sort of a blur, because I kept thinking, it's like, I don't know if Miami's going to win this game, but I felt like, because I don't know what was it about, because like I couldn't really put my mind to it. It's like, I don't think Miami was going to win this game, but they could if they just get some stops and they just make some shots, because I feel like they kept making shots, but there was little spurts there where they were missing some shots, but at the same time they were like kept getting closer and closer and closer until they finally took the lead. What was it, like beginning the fourth? No, it was a late third quarter, I think, because Gabe Vincent hit a 3 to go up 86-85. I don't remember exactly where that was. I think it was late third quarter, I'm pretty sure. But like I said, I am just truly amazed about how this Miami team is. And I was sort of thinking about it during the game. I know this is probably going to be a bad comparison, but like, if you really think about it, well, not really think about it, but like, this is like probably the closest thing we'll ever get to like I don't know if this is either, now that I think about it now, I don't know if this is like the 04 Pistons or the 2012 Mavericks. What year was Mavericks? Was it 012? 2012? I think so, right? Yeah, 2012. I think this is more Mavericks than it is 04 Pistons. Because like Jimmy Butler is, I don't know if he's top 10. Oh, I mean, I don't want to do like a list right now, just trying to rattle off some players. But I don't think he necessarily cracks a top 10, even though I love Jimmy Butler. He's a hell of a player. Respect the crap out of him. Salute to Jimmy Butler. I think he's probably like like 11, 12, 13, I think, in my opinion. But I mean, I'm okay. I would be okay with putting him in my top 10 right now. But like, I feel like he's just, for some reason in this series, he's just not being aggressive enough. I want him to be more aggressive, and I get it. That's not really much of his game sometimes. Sometimes he likes to get his teammates involved and make sure that if his teammates are involved, that he can get involved or that he can score then. But I would like to see Jimmy just be a bit more aggressive instead of being passive. Like all the assists that he got today was what he got 9. So I mean, I'm sure those assists really contributed to them winning, but like I thought if they really were going to win this game, which obviously they did, but like if it was going to be close, I thought Jimmy really needed to be a bit more aggressive, which he sort of did in that late, about mid fourth quarter. He sort of did a bit, taking over, taking some shots, making some big shots. But like I would like to see Jimmy be more aggressive early in the first quarter, and then sort of like, if it wants, second quarter, third quarter, take some couple more shots in between there, but then, you can start passing. You can go back passing unit to your teammates and, hyping up them and all the other stuff that he likes to do. And then that fourth quarter, flip the switch again and then take over. So, I mean, like I said, it's just, if you're a Miami Heat fan, I guess you appreciate that he gets his teammates involved, but at the same time, I'd be slightly, I don't know if you'd be upset or frustrated, but like if just looking at the game, it's like, Jimmy, be more aggressive. Pick your spots. I get it. He likes to pick his spots about controlling the game and picking the game or something like that. But like, come on, man, you gotta be a bit more aggressive. So let's see. Did I have anything else for Miami Heat? So here we go. So let's see. The Heat shot 68% in the fourth quarter in Game 2. That's the highest fourth quarter field goal percentage in a fourth quarter NBA Finals game in the past 25 years. That's pretty cool. The Heat gave up a 40-14 run and still won on the road in the finals as an 8 seed. Holy crap, that's crazy. Let's see, what other Heat stats that I have. Gabe Vincent, during a post-game talk, said, I speak from, I guess somebody, Shaq was asking him a question, I'm sure, and he responded about saying, I speak for my whole team when I say this. We don't give a damn. We just want to get 4 wins. Gotta respect it. They don't give a damn. They just want 4 wins. Oh, this is also the first win in Denver since November of 2016. They haven't won a game. They haven't won a game in Denver since 2016. That's pretty wild if you think about it. That's like almost. I was in high school when that happened. I was in high school. If you think about that, it was 6 years ago. That is truly wild. I was in high school when they won last game in Denver. Damn, that's crazy. That is truly crazy. Damn, that's wild. Was I I was a senior in high school when they last won a game in Denver. Damn, that's wild. Like, that is truly wild. Wild stuff there. Let's see what other things that I have for this game. I'll probably wrap it up here in just a moment. Live reactions of the Heat taken down. Let's see. Anything else? Nope, I think that's really it. Let me just check Twitter one more time. Oh yeah, everybody was just trolling Cody Zeller when he kept trying to guard Jokic, and Jokic just put in the work. Let's see. Jimmy Butler just said, Jimmy Butler on what makes Miami Heat so relentless. It's the I don't give a damn factor, which that's basically the Miami Heat culture. I guess now we're just talking about the Miami Heat culture as a thing. We never really talked about this when LeBron was there, right? I feel like there wasn't a Heat culture down there when LeBron was there, but now that we have all these like role players and undrafted players and Jimmy Butler, now there's a culture down there. It's like, oh, the Heat have done this, which I guess I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're talking about the Heat culture more about this Heat culture than we did when LeBron was there. I feel like, I don't know, it's been a while, but I mean, it's truly remarkable what they are doing down there as an 8 seed, competing and all that other stuff. But I'll wrap up the show with this, or this video with this, not the show, because this is not a show. This is just a video. Um, should the Nuggets have taken a timeout? Now, I'm usually the person that says no, just play it out. But I can see both sides of it. Now, if you're about, let's say there's like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. If there's like 7 to about 10 seconds left, maybe call timeout. If not, just play it out. But if on the defensive side, if you're Miami, there's like 6 seconds left, then you foul. Because obviously you don't want them tying the game and going to overtime and stuff like that. And obviously Jamal Murray getting off. Because like at first there was a play and there was Jimmy trying to either foul him or just trying to make a play on it. Then Jamal loses the ball for a second and then he gets the ball back and then he does a little dribble setback. Gets a good look at it. Just didn't go in. So I don't know what Eric Stroll's, I don't know what's Spoelstra's the philosophy on being up 3 and fouling, but I don't know. I guess you could have probably fouled right there, but I think it was probably, I always like it just playing it out. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. Now, obviously we can talk about different scenarios if you're like only down 2 or up 2 or down 1, up 1, whatever, stuff like that. So, but if it's 3, just play it out. Who cares? I guess who cares, but you get, I'm more of a guy just say, just play it out, see what happens. If something happens, great. If they tie it, great. We'll go to overtime. We'll play it. But if they don't, we win. So I'm just in the mindset, just play. Offensively, I'm going to let the boys figure it out. Defensively, I'm just like, hey, don't let them shoot the 3. Just play defense. Or if they shoot it, just put a hand up. Don't foul. That's all I'm saying. Just don't foul. So, yeah. So, yep. That's all I really had for Game 2. I will do another video like this for Game 3, which is on, I think, Wednesday, right? Let's see. When is Game 3? I think it's on Wednesday. Game 3 is on... Where's the... Why won't it tell me where Game 3... Okay, I guess we're just not going to find... Here we go. Now I'm going to find it. Yep, Wednesday. So I'll have a Game 3 live recap of what everything went down for Game 3. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody watching the video. Like and subscribe to this video. Subscribe, like it, comment what your thoughts about Game 2 were, what your thoughts even for Game 3 should be, or just stuff like that. So leave a comment, tell your friends about it. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody watching the video. I'll see you guys next time.